All right.
We should have like the hi guys and stuff. Okay.
Wow. The most professional interview I've ever had to date.
Hi guys, this is Yoga Life, Happy Life, still in Bali, here with Kevin Abdulrahman.
Hey everyone, Kevin Abdulrahman here. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. This is great. So Kevin is an amazing person. He has written 15 books.
14, many more to come.
14, but there are some coming tonight. It's just not tonight.
Definitely not tonight.
And he's the speaker of the year, so I actually feel very privileged to speak with him. So Kevin gave me a book, and there was a message.
There was a message.
There was a message, secret message, but I'm going to tell you. It said something like, the most important thing is between the pages. I actually read the book while flying to Tunisia, and I got that message. I got that message behind the pages, and the message was, you can do anything. But I somehow got the message vibrationally, not in my mind or not logically. And it was, for me, it was like a miracle. So my biggest question to Kevin is like, how do you do that?
I think from what you're saying, what I'm gathering from what you're saying, is that you're saying, I didn't say you can do anything. And yet, when you're reading the chapters,
yeah,
the energy that you felt was that, hey, you know what? If I put my mind to it, I can do anything.
Yes.
Which is exactly what I believe. If you put your mind into anything that you envision, see, or decide to do, you can do it. Absolutely. I really believe that. And because I believe it, I just say it. And I think if anyone says anything that they believe in an authentic manner, people will feel it. They won't just see it. It's not just words that you say. They will actually feel it.
Yeah.
And the truth is just really simple. If you have a vision of a better version of yourself, you know, you might see yourself fitter in great relationships, setting up amazing businesses and being successful at them, doing well in your job, doing charity work, doing well in your studies, whatever it is that you see yourself as a better version, or you envision a better version of yourself, it means that you see possibilities, you imagine possibilities. What was the question? Hey, I'm jet lagged too. It's not fair.
He just flew in today.
So if you believe that you can be better, right? You see yourself achieving more, doing well, perhaps, you know, being successful in your business, being successful in your career. You might be looking at, you know, corporate social responsibility, doing charity work, doing well in your studies. Could be making music, sports, whatever it is. But when you see a better version of yourself in your mind, it also means that you have the ability, you know, you have frames of references. You have the resources. If you stick and you actually work on it, you'll be able to make that what you believe and what you imagine and what you envision a reality. Because if you couldn't, you wouldn't have imagined it in the first place. Right? Where you are would be it. The fact that you can actually see yourself being more, doing more, having more, giving more, means that there's so much in you still there, right?
That hasn't been used.
That hasn't been used. And you have the potential of achieving it. That's why you can see it. That's why you can see it in your mind's eye.
Okay, so I give you an example, guys. Today I was talking about, because we're in Bali right now, and there's a thought in my head that I might actually live here, or maybe I would like it. And somehow I didn't even mention it in front of you, but you somehow got it, you know. So Kevin picked it up, and he gave me the feeling of like, that's so easy. It's like literally easy. If you want it, you can have it, you know. Like, of course, like there's going to be some work, you're going to have to adjust something.
Well, it's just really simple. It's, you know,
yeah.
You are where you are in your life, and you know, you have goals of being able to reach more people with what you do in terms of teaching yoga, right?
Yes.
Or so anything it is. And so in your case, to me, it's just really simple. What you need to do is make a decision. Right? You can't decide to swim and just have like 1 foot in the water. Right? If you want to swim, you got to be all in. Right? You have a friend that's pregnant.
Yes.
Right? There's no semi-pregnancy. Like there's no like 50-50 or I'll do 75-25. You're all in. You're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. You swim or you don't swim. I go to the coffee shop or I don't go to the coffee shop. There's no in between. We all have things that we want to do. There's 1,000 things that I'd like to do. There's a difference between I'd like to do and I really want to do it. And we've all experienced it in life. Things that we wanted to do, we didn't even realize, but we just made a decision. And after that decision, everything else that we did was just in line with that decision. It's the decision that requires courage.
The first step, or like to start.
To decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to lose 20 kgs. And then after that, anything that you do is in line with that decision. There's no thinking anymore. The courage is to say, you know what, I'm unhappy with where I am. This is where I want to go. Boom. I'm going to do it. Does it mean that you have to let go of things? Does it mean that you'll have to risk? Does it mean that you'll have to face fears? Does it mean that you'll have to get out of your comfort zone? Yes, 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 yes.
And to get out of comfort zone, that hurts.
No shit. Yeah, fuck yes.
Oh, shoot. So Kevin has a friend, and he decided...
Just that one friend. I don't have any other friends.
Just one.
I'm just kidding. Maybe not. I think I've got 3.
I'm one of them.
So just to give you a full story about it, a friend of mine he's set up a successful business, has sold a successful business. He really likes dancing, and for him, he was like, you know what, I want to dance, and I want to be able to live my passion, which is dancing and enjoying the dance. But I'd like to, if I'm going to do this, obviously it comes at a cost. We live in a world where everything costs. You have to pay rent, you have to pay for your food, travel, and so forth. So there are expenses. So he said, you know what, I'd like to make a living doing what I love. And it really came about from when I was talking to you about being able to deliver honest feedback. My way of giving feedback is quite to the point. I don't sugarcoat anything. And part of the reason where we got to it was I don't do personal, one-on-one life coaching, because often I'm quite harsh with the delivery of my message or suggestions or solution, because I'll tell you how it is. It's the way I like to hear feedback, and that's how I like people to help me. That's just the way I deliver it to people. So not everyone's open to it. But I shared this story about my friend, in which where we hanged out for a couple of weeks, and we were just bouncing off some thoughts and ideas. And we had heaps of thoughts that we were bouncing off, and he was writing them down. He was really diligent in writing his thoughts down. And I believe that the key to his success in, one, he's got a good physique, so he's got the discipline of being able to achieve that. He set up a business from scratch and sold it. Made some good money out of it. He had the discipline to do that, and it was obvious that he wanted to be successful in this dance movement that he's creating. So we just bounced off some thoughts. One of the ideas, hit a chord, and he decided, you know what, I'll do something about it. Again, we are everything you need in this world in terms of thoughts and suggestions and solutions and ideas. It's all there. Most people don't do shit with it. They don't do shit with it. That's the problem. My friend decided to do something with it. It's only been 2 months, and he took one of the ideas that I shared with him, found out that it actually works, and the only way you're going to find out it works is if you do something with it. He tried it out. 2 months later, he's on track to exactly what he wants to achieve, which is to be able to travel to different festivals within the dance community, build the community, have high-level networks with all the teachers, and make a truckload of money. All of which will happen purely because he decided to take the feedback, to take the idea, to take the suggestion, and actually do something with it.
And then actually there was one point that interested me very, very much, is that he originally thought it was going to be like in 1 year or something like that, and somehow it turned out to be 1 month, right? Or 2 months?
I mean, when we were talking, again, one of the things that I tell people is it's the same thing I'll tell myself, or when I'm consulting companies and groups. If we can do something, and people will say, I'd like to do this in 3 years. I'll usually say, well, why not in 1 week? Why not now? Right? I'd like to get big contracts. Okay, well, who do you have to call? What are you waiting for? Why do we have to wait 2 years to call for the big contracts? Why don't we call them this week? I'm consulting for another company. And one of the challenges that we're having is that we're facing growth problems, which is a good problem to have. But when I've taken a position as a consultant in this company, the first thing I said was, who are the exact clients you need to achieve? And the owner of the company goes, we need to hit this group, this level, that. All right, well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We don't need to build to that level. And this is what most people say. I'm going to start small, and then I'm going to grow it, and I'm going to take it, and then in 2 or 3 years' time, I'll go big. Why don't you just start big? Why don't you? It's the same effort. You have to pick up the phone. You call a small guy or a big guy. Same energy. Same digits. Same.
Okay. Because that brings up another story of my friend who has a good job, well-paid job, but his dream has always been writing. He wanted to be a writer.
Is he writing?
And yeah, so he's not writing. And so your answer was, my question was like, Kevin, so what do you think about it? What he should do? Like he should quit his job and really like start writing, or?
No, because you know, what I just said was simple. Is this person writing? And the answer was?
No.
No, this person is not writing. So no, he or she is not a writer, or they don't really mean it when they want to be a writer. Because there are many stories of successful writers, best-selling authors, who started off with a full-time job, and plenty of them, just Google them, with a full-time job, with a family, probably didn't have enough money for whatever they needed to do, and still they made the effort. They got up an hour every morning, they slept 1 hour less, and they got up early in the morning, or they worked late at night when everyone was asleep, and they wrote 2 pages a day. But 2 pages, 365 days, that's 730 pages. Right? I think that's a novel.
It's pretty thick,
right?
yeah.
But that's what you got to do. It's just 2 pages a day. So your friend likes the idea of being a writer, but is not a writer, and will never be, unless he starts writing. You see, a friend of mine once told me a few years ago, every time we'd walk past the piano or someone would play the piano, I would say, oh man, I'd really like to play the piano. And then one day when I was with this friend, he called me up on it. Because I said, you know, oh man, I'd really like to play the piano. And he goes, you know what, Kevin? You don't like to play the piano. You like the idea of playing the piano. Because if you really like to play the piano, you'd be fucking playing it. Well, straight up.
Yeah.
And it made me think. And ever since then, I've never said, I like to play the piano. No, I have not learned how to play the piano. But I'm not saying I like to play the piano, because he was right. If I like to play the piano, I'd be doing it.
Yes. Yeah.
I picked up dancing a little while ago. Right? I didn't talk about the fact that I like dancing. I picked a dance, I like it, I started doing it. It's that simple.
Yeah, because we were talking about knowing and doing. So it's very simple. It's very similar, right? And simple. Is when somebody says, I know, that basically means that they don't do it. They only know. So that means like actually even like one step backwards.
Yeah.
So because if they were doing it, they wouldn't be saying, I know, I should.
There was a really nice saying, I don't know who it belongs to. I think I read it somewhere a while ago, and just said that people that know don't talk, and people that talk don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just find something that drives you, where you won't have to talk about it and actually just do it. It could just be painting, it could be writing, it could be baking cookies, it could be making music, whatever it is. Right? My brother was saying, I want to make music. Well, guess what I told my brother? Shut the fuck up and actually make some music. Right? Talking about it is not going to be making music. Right? Do it.
Yeah.
Actually, make some music. Right? It's like me saying I want to be a motivational speaker. I can talk all about it, or I can just do it. If I do it, that's when I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a public speaking coach. Not because I'm saying I'm a public speaking coach, that's what I do. Right? If you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you don't just say it. It's because you're practicing accounting, because you're practicing law, you're a chef, you're practicing being a chef, you're a swimmer, you swim. That's why you're doing it. You know, that's why you have the title. It's the fact that you're doing. Knowing about it, who gives a shit? You could know law and you're not practicing. That doesn't make you a lawyer.
Yeah.
Does it? No.
Yes, yeah.
Fuck, that was good. Does it?